Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We will do a review for narrative units for Intensive English Course 1 PKBBI UIN Malang. We will have 4 activities, which is the definitions, classifications, elements of narrative, as well as the activity. The first one is the definitions. So what is a narrative? Have you heard of narrative or story or tale? And if you have heard of that, what is narrative actually? So narrative comes from the word to narrate, to tell. A narrative or a story is a description of a series of related fictional or non-fictional events or experiences. It can be in words like a prose or poetry, short stories, novel, and so on, audios such as the audiobooks and so on, and pictures, whether this is the still picture or the moving pictures like movies. Narrative can be organized into a number of thematic or categories. There are at least 3 big categories. The first one is non-fictions, such as non-fictions, biography, journalism, transcript of poetry, and so on. The second one is fictionalizations of historical events, such as the anecdotes, the myth, legends, historical fictions. These are from the historical events, but there are some adjustments to make those non-fictional events into a fictions one. The third category is fiction proper, which is fully fiction. Such literature in prose, poetry, short stories, novel, narrative poems, songs, imaginary narratives, and many other things portrayed in games, in live performance, in recorded performance, in the movie, and so on. Next, we go to the elements of narrative. There are 6 main elements of narrative. The first one is plot, followed by setting, character, conflict, symbol or message, and point of view. Plot is the order of event in a story. Plot is basically a bait that pulls the reader or consumer or viewer through a story, as the consumers wanted to see what would happen next, what would happen in the following scene. For example, in the story of Sangkuriang and Dayang Sumbi, Dayang Sumbi's husband, who's manifest into a dog, was killed by Sangkuriang. Dayang Sumbi hit Sangkuriang's head very hard, so he got amnesia. Dayang Sumbi became very sad and asked Sangkuriang to go. When Sangkuriang grew up, he completely forgot who's Dayang Sumbi, and then he fell in love with Dayang Sumbi. And Dayang Sumbi started plans to reject Sangkuriang, which at the end create the legends of Gunung Tangkuban Parahu. The second element of narrative is the setting. Setting can be a place or time or background. It can be a physical setting where the story occurs, or the chronological setting when the story occurs. For example, in the Avenger Endgame movie, you will see that there are some settings which move forwards and move backwards between 2014, 2017, 2023. Most of event happen in 2023 setting. You will see that the physical settings happen in the Earth as well as in other galaxies. The third element is character, refers to the main individual's characteristics. For example, in the story of Timun Mas, there are 4 main characters. The first one is Timun Mas, who is very brave and very persistent. The second one is Mbok Sirni. She is Timun Mas' mom, very lovely, very kind-hearted. The third one, the antagonist, is the Buto Iju. The fourth one is the ascetics or the hermits. The fourth element of narrative is conflict. Conflict can be divided into internal conflict, within one character, an external conflict. It is the conflict between man and man versus nature. For example, in Harry Potter's novels, we can see two main conflicts. The external conflict is the conflict between Harry Potter and Lord Voldemort. The internal conflict happens within Harry Potter's character. Everyone else wants him to be brave. Everyone else wants him to be brave, wants him to do something to save everyone. This is an internal conflict. The fifth element is symbol or message. It can refer to message or theme in the story. For example, the symbol or message in The Kite Runner, written by Khalid Hosseini, is about the guilt, friendship, forgiveness, loss, desire for atonement, as well as the desire to be better than before. The last element of narrative is point of view. There are generally two main point of views, the first person's point of view and the third person's point of view. For example, in Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, the whole of the novel is told by an anonymous third-person narrator. The narrator follows Mr. Frodo throughout most of the narrative, although occasionally the point of view focuses on different or other characters. Activity: analyzing a short story. Browse a short story online. You can find, for example, short selected stories from www.englishforstudents.com. Analyze the 6 elements of the narrative, including the plot, setting, character, conflict, symbols, and point of view. Then present your finding to your group or your class. Thank you so much. Any questions?